I was recently working with the Venusian galactics and this stone, Azeztulite, tuning in to messages for our current time, and I was guided to speak with the elements. I was being shown that our planet is in a delicate state, but that there is divine order in the chaos. But we can't just sit on our laurels. This isn't a time to have rose-colored glasses. It's a time to unify, to act, and to connect. And so I dropped in with each of the elements, and these were their messages. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah Bell, and these are the messages that I received from each of the elements. I'm reading to you from pages of my journal. I was working with the stone Azeztulite and the Venusian galactics, and the message that I received was that your relationship with the elements matters, to tune in and talk with each of the elements. And so I did. I started with Grandfather Fire, and I actually worked with a very simple flame from a candle to connect in with the fire energy. And the first thing that came in was that fire is not guaranteed. Fire is not guaranteed. Think about that. We just assume that the elements, we just take them for granted, right? We just take them for granted because we've always known them to be there. And so the first thing was fire is not guaranteed. But in essence, what that was a metaphor was that life is not guaranteed. And so the fire is delicate, meaning life is not guaranteed. Human beings are not guaranteed life. There is a lot that we take for granted. It's a time to wake up from the hypnotism and the convenience of our lives and to see the imbalance. What is one way I can come into conscious exchange with the planet today? What is one way that I can come into conscious exchange with the planet this week? That was what it was challenging me to look at, to recognize where is there imbalance between humanity, between my personal life, my personal walk here on the earth, and how does my life create imbalance or disharmony with the planet? And how can I come back into greater balance? And recognizing that our very actions, the very ways in which we are destroying our planetary home or destroying the energetics, right, through the thought field, through the emotional field, through our actions, how can we start to contribute differently or to show up differently? And I think this really takes us each into our own individual contemplation, right? To look at what can we do personally on a personal level and even a collective level too. But I think it really starts in very simple ways. And so this was the prompting from the spirit of fire. And then moving on to air. Our air is precious. Be grateful for the air we breathe. The air returns us to spirit. And this has been cut off. The greatest pollution is the disconnection from spirit. The greatest pollution is the disconnection from spirit. The radio waves and frequencies moving through the air scramble the field, making it more difficult to tune in naturally for the average person. And so this keeps us looping in low currents and denser conscious programs. And so recognizing this, recognizing how the aspect of the air is full of frequency fields that we cannot see. And this is actually disrupting our own ability to connect through the crown, to connect to the spiritual realm in ways that are natural to us. I was going to say supernatural to us and supernatural to us. And seeing how this actually keeps us in lower currents or looping in these sort of lower density programs. And the prompt here was that we can work with the stones to grid the field, and we can also work with pyramid energy to help clear this in our personal fields so that we can reestablish that connection. This is something to really consider and to really be thoughtful about. And you can actually work with stones in your jewelry as well. So you can like program the jewelry that you're wearing to clarify or purify the field around you so that you're like moving through this like very pure energy bubble within your own field. Moving on to the element of water. Water is the great connector and conductor. And so it moves current and information and allows for life to be connected and conscious. Its thermal properties move the earth and move energy through the earth. It keeps Mama Gaia alive and in communication with all of life in the cosmos. Water is essential for consciousness. Most understand that it's essential for physical life, but physical life is animated by consciousness. And when consciousness dies, life ceases to exist. It's essential for the physical body, but more than that, it's essential for consciousness to animate the physical body. Water is the great mother, the bearer of life. And so I found this to be fascinating, that we often think, well, we can't live without water. We can't survive without water, right? We think about that in the physical sense of how our body is over 70 or roughly 70% water. And so we need water to survive. But water is actually the mechanism for our consciousness to be intact, to be alive, awake, aware, and connected through the physical body vehicle, animating this physical vessel. And so it's actually water that connects us to consciousness. And of course, it's consciousness that connects us back to God. And so it's through the water that is the great conductor of our spirit and how we move and understand and orient in the world. It's water that connects us back to consciousness, and it's consciousness that connects us back to everything, to the one light. And so next is the earth. Earth is a vibratory field first. She's created in vibrational patterns and currents that move in geometric forms. And when this vibration is out of balance, catastrophic events ensue. And so she seeks harmony, she seeks balance, and all sentient life knows how to move with her, except humans. Humans have fallen asleep. Humans must wake up and remember our role as cosmic gardeners. The starseeds and intuitives need to return to this ancient memory, to the earth. It's needed now. We need all efforts. None are too small. None are too minuscule. And so there's very much this calling. I feel like I've spoken into this a lot because I feel it so big. I feel the call of the earth. But I also feel her calling us to remember these ancient ways, to remember the ways of restoring harmony, the ways of restoring balance, the ways of working with her earth currents and her grids and her elemental forces and her intelligence, right, to move in greater harmony and greater balance. And then lastly, I wasn't really expecting this to come through, but I started to feel this message that we are all one creed. We are all one race. We are all one light. And this was the element of ether that was coming through with this message. We are all one creed, one race, one light. It's time to get over the smaller issues and unite to work on the bigger issues together. We are all in this together. Our planetary guardians hold us in great love and great care, and they are here to assist us when we reach out. And so those are the messages of the elements that are wanting to reach us today. And so I thought I would bring this to you through this medium, this channel. I would love to hear how these messages landed for you. Was there anything that activated in you as you heard these messages? Is there something that maybe dropped in for you, a download, a realization, an ancient memory, or just a simple reflection that you feel moved by in hearing these messages? I would love to hear it. So drop me a comment. And I will add, if you're interested in learning how to communicate with the stones and the ways in which I'm accessing that intelligence and wisdom here, this is something that I teach inside Crystal Wisdom Codes. I'll drop the waitlist link below so you can learn more about that. And I also have self-paced crystal classes. If you're interested in deepening your connection to the stones, you can check those out as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and keep shining.